Stanford, Stanford, Stanford. It seems like that's all anyone is talking about when it comes to entrepreneurship in the MBA world. Sure, there's Stanford with its culture of entrepreneurship, dozens of courses on innovation, startup garage, venture studio, roster of famed practitioners as professors, and more. But guess what? There are a lot of other schools that focus on entrepreneurship and innovation with tremendous results. 85% of MBAs say they want to be entrepreneurs. Of course, entrepreneurship has many flavors, be it creating a tech company of the future, founding a decidedly low-tech company, or buying a business. But no matter which one you choose, business schools are ready to help you get something started. For places like Harvard Business School, it all starts with the coursework, which they see as the foundation of entrepreneurship, beginning with the core course, the Entrepreneurial Manager, and continuing with hugely popular electives like entrepreneurial finance. At Harvard, the curriculum is going to be driving a lot of your study of startups. Other schools systematize this process even more by offering majors or concentrations just focused on building new businesses. This generally includes a series of courses combined with an internship in a local startup that tightly focuses on entrepreneurship. For example, at Duke, you can actually do a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation, allowing you to do a deeper dive in the classroom. On campuses where it seems like every other student is walking around with a business plan in their pocket, the MBA programs push students to integrate with the whole university. There are specific programs to get those 17-year-old math majors in the same room as the engineering PhDs, with the business school students as well, of course, even the law students at times. Stanford has its famous startup garage, but don't forget Haas with its lean launchpad, which includes students from every other part of the university. The results have been almost legendary, with DoorDash and Impact Foods coming out of Haas. Some schools accomplish the same thing through campus-wide business plan competitions, where student teams compete for seed funding to get that company going. One of the oldest and most well-known is the MIT 100K entrepreneurship competition, which gives out, you got it, 100K to a range of startups. Past winners include mbaMission favorite HubSpot, which drives all of our marketing campaigns. For some schools, one campus is not enough to provide the entrepreneurship curriculum that students demand. This is the case with Wharton, which, beyond its Philadelphia campus, where its entrepreneurship mothership, Tangent Hall, lives, has a San Francisco campus committed to building the next Silicon Valley success. Classroom teaching is still front and center, and the advantage of being in San Francisco allows the Wharton professors and lecturers who have their own entrepreneurial roots in the region to flourish in front of the students. Students then get out of the classroom by engaging with founders and participating in local events. Beyond this, about 1/3 of the students do an internship at a local San Francisco startup or a growing company in Silicon Valley. When it comes to doing in-semester internships, the leader in this is Columbia Business School. Columbia gives Fridays off to allow students to get out of the classroom and into the local economy. These companies frequently include startups, particularly in Silicon Alley, New York's smaller but growing version of Silicon Valley. Booth achieves the same effect of students being part of a startup, but by using a different formula. Booth students can spend the summer before they even begin their studies to see what it's like being an entrepreneur. Startup Summer is a 7-week program whereby Booth helps incoming first years find an opportunity to intern at a startup, not just in Chicago, but in any one of 10 countries or 8 US cities. Participants even get a stipend. All this begins before business school. When it comes to other flavors of entrepreneurship, it's again Chicago that has something happening. This takes the form of the Booth-Kellogg Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition Conference. Though we always think of entrepreneurship as that tech business being built out of someone's garage, another way to do a startup is not by starting something, but by buying something. Following the well-trodden path, a would-be entrepreneur buys an already existing business with an eye towards making that company run better, cheaper, faster. In a rare move, 2 business schools, Booth and Kellogg, bring students, entrepreneurs, funders, and others together to explore where opportunities might be to buy rather than found a business, increasingly of interest to MBA students. As part of this process, students learn how to create their own search fund, a special financial vehicle created just to buy companies and even find funders. It's a really exciting prospect for many MBAs. While for some industries like investment banking or consulting, attending the very top tier business schools is critical to getting the job you want, entrepreneurship is kind of a different animal, as great ideas have turned into big companies on practically every business school campus. With this in mind, there are a couple of other schools I should call out. For their capstone projects, second-year students at UCLA can build their own businesses through the Business Creation Project Pathway, frequently leveraging the local community. When most people think about entrepreneurship in California, Silicon Valley comes to mind. If they look 400 miles south, LA has become quite the entrepreneurial hub. Talking about entrepreneurial cities, one of the most significant that frequently flies under the radar is Pittsburgh. Meta, Amazon, Duolingo, and other tech giants have a strong presence in Pittsburgh, anchoring a startup universe that includes Carnegie, Mellon, Tepper. Needless to say, Pittsburgh is a city teeming with entrepreneurial life, and Tepper helps entrepreneurs plug right into that ecosystem. Voted the #1 school for entrepreneurship year after year is that little school called Babson, not Stanford. Though small and somewhat removed from a big city, it nevertheless has transformed into a real entrepreneurial powerhouse. It's built a comprehensive pathway for taking a business from seed to IPO. Babson lives and breathes entrepreneurship and is fully integrated into the Northeast entrepreneurial world. Go across the country and you get to Boise State, a school that has very deliberately tried to instill entrepreneurship in every piece of its DNA. One piece driving this thinking is that Boise is now the new Boulder, which was the new Seattle, which was the new San Francisco. As each city became too expensive, tech has stayed one step ahead, now landing in Idaho. Not a bad place if you love the outdoors, mountains, and skiing. Entrepreneurship is something that business students want to learn and business schools are ready to teach. Schools teach it in the classroom, on campus, and in the community, and frequently with great success. Billions of dollars of value are created each year as ideas go from PowerPoint to mature companies, catalyzed by the learnings each aspiring MBA gets. The nice thing is that the pathway can be undertaken at many business schools across the country and around the world. For those future entrepreneurs, it may be time to start diving deeply into this topic and become the entrepreneur you want to be at the school that fits you best. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to get into any of the schools we profiled today, please take a look at our playlist of schools that we profiled through our How to Get Into series.